Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and I'm looking a little bit thick today, aren't I? Depends on how you interpret that. Anyway, so today we're going over to Strata Brewing Company, and these guys are based out of Whitworth, and this is a bottle of the Vaalbara, or Vaalbara, I'm not too sure how that's pronounced, but it's a breakfast porter. And this is clocking in at 4.8% ABV in a beautiful looking bottle. I do love a good 500ml bottle. So yeah, this is a coffee porter, of course. So breakfast porter brewed with 7 different malts, oats and lactose, gently hopped with Willamette and conditioned on Vietnamese coffee beans. How nice does that sound? Berry Beer Festival, Beer of the Year 2019. And doesn't say where they've got the coffee beans from, whether they've sort of just imported them themselves or they've collaborated with a local coffee roaster or importer. I'm not too sure. I do like it when they actually promote that, because I do love coffee. So yeah, very much excited for this one. Kindly picked up and gifted to me from Adam, aka Mersey Beers. From... oh, it's not. No, not this one. I'm so used to reviewing beers that Adam's kindly gifted to me. This is one I actually picked up from the Lancashire bottle shop. Link is down below. Had some absolute corkers. There I go again. I never say corker because I'm not fucking 60 years old. But I've said it like about 3 times now in 3 successive beer reviews. But anyway, let's see what we get with this one. So coffee porters are my jam. Coffee and beer, as you know, to me is a match made in heaven. Doesn't matter what the style. I just think coffee lends itself beautifully to a combination of malts, hops and yeast. So beer in a glass then, and it's looking like you'd expect a coffee porter to look like. It looks like coffee. I wouldn't say it's jet black. It's probably bordering on jet black. But I'm always having to eat my own hat, even though I don't really wear a hat because I've got a fat head, although I can wear a beret. I took that risk at the age of 31 to finally wear a beret, and now I like wearing berets, but it's not exactly beret season in the latter end of June, is it? So I tell you what, my autumn style is going to be belting. There you go. A Reet Bobby Dazzler. Anyway. So yeah. Yeah, what I was saying is, whenever I say, oh, the beer's not black, or the beer is black, I'll look at it in a better light. Because it always seems to be a better light when I'm not recording a video, and I'm like, oh, I can see light coming through that. So, yeah, but it looks like a coffee, doesn't it? With about, well, there was about a finger's worth of a nice beige looking head. Looking really nice so far. So let's see what we get on the nose. And you get a lovely cakey caramel malt character. You definitely get the coffee bean. It does smell like whenever you buy coffee beans and you open the pack for the first time. Just one of the best smells ever. Oh, it's nice. A little bit of vanilla. Not too sweet. It's chocolatey. It's really chocolatey. Smelling damn good. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. Oh, that's good. Of course, for its ABV in the style, it's not the boldest of bodies, but I'll tell you what, it's far from watery or thin. And it's got this sort of like milkiness about it. Nice savoury woody tones coming through. Ever so slightly tastes like, I know there isn't any, but it reminds me as if there's like smoked malts in there. Oh yeah, it's not a jet black beer at all. You can pretty much... How do I get the angle right without spilling it everywhere? You can't, quite frankly, because you've just fucking spilt it on an Xbox. Go in there, dickhead. I need to really tone down my language in my reviews. Swear way too much. Sorry. So nice. The coffee's there. It's more on the aftertaste. But you're not like having to like really search it. You can taste the coffee, but it's not like a prominent flavour. But I think it's a really nice balanced beer, to be honest. I would happily substitute this with my morning coffee, and then the coffee after, and then my pre-brunch coffee, then the coffee that you'd have at brunch, then your lunchtime coffee. Basically, I could just drink this all day every time I have a coffee, because I do drink probably a little bit too much coffee. But yeah, there's like a slight, almost reminds me of white chocolate, which would be my prison nickname. Yeah, it's got like a white chocolate flavour about it. Really quite interesting. Oh, I like that. It's nice, nice. It's nice. What the fuck happened to my voice then? It's a nice and simple porter. The base beer tastes really good. I never used to really bother with like sub 5% stouts or porters. But I think when you add something like coffee to them, they just sort of, they add so much. And a lot of times you're not like getting like bam, 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 but it just adds so much more sort of like character to the beer. But yeah, nice earthy hop flavours as well. Oh, I think that's lovely. It's ticking all the boxes. It's a little bit cooler tonight. We've had like on and off showers and stuff like that. So the weather's slightly cool, though it's a little bit muggy right now. So it's sort of like fitting in with the current weather. And I like this. It leaves like a really nice coating on your mouth as well. I'm always going to be biased towards this style of beer. But yeah, this is good, and you can see why it's won the awards. Or the award that it has. Lactose, yeah, you're definitely getting the vanilla-like sweetness coming from the lactose. You'd almost think that they might have used vanilla beans in there, but yeah, I think a lot of the flavour, all of these sweet, decadent flavours I'm picking out, are coming from that use of malt, and it always amazes me. I mean, it amazes me like you can get coconut from a hop. But I think malts get really overlooked when it comes to beers, I think. Everyone's all about, oh, what yeast strain did you use? Oh, what hops did you use? The amount of flavours and chocolate biscuits, cakes, sponge, bread, all of these wonderful, wonderful flavours you can get from a humble malt. And I think they've absolutely nailed it with this. I've had a couple of beers from Strata so far, and I've really enjoyed what I've had. A nice little hidden gem. Although I think they've got a little bit of a reputation, so yeah, but a relatively new brewery to me. And you know, I know I made the mistake by saying, "Oh, Adam picked this beer up for me," but I tell you what, I do owe a lot to Adam, aka Mersey Beers. He's turned me on to so many great breweries, bottle shops, places I never knew, even locally. Just made me realise just how bad of like an ambassador for my local brewing scene is. So I dedicate this to you, my friend. And yeah, another absolute winner from my Lancashire bottle shop Lancashire bottle shop haul. And I'll definitely be buying from those guys again, and I'll definitely be trying more Strata, because if you put it in a 500ml bottle, you get my vote anyway. You know, I put this sort of like in the same regard, like high regard I have for the likes of Torside. Just the beers that, you know, no one's gonna wank over them on Instagram or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? They're never gonna be, you know, ISO material or, you know, trade currency, but just so damn good. Like, there's sort of like really nice balance of traditional and contemporary, and I think this sort of like symbolises breweries like this, and the beers I've had from breweries like this really symbolises that. It doesn't always have to be this outrageous, you know, juice bomb. It doesn't have to be this treacle consistency imperial stout, or like a tongue destroying sour beer. Sometimes just a nice solid porter with traditional sort of like English ingredients. Although is Magnum an English hop? I think it is. Can't remember. I'm not too clued up on the origins of hops. Ironically, when it comes to, like, you know, citrusy hops and, you know, the juice bomb hops, you know, because you're so used to it, you know, like, a bit more about them. But what the fuck am I saying? Anyway, needless to say, this is a lovely, lovely coffee porter. I might like a tiny bit more coffee character, just to be a little bit more evident. But then again, I like coffee to be really strong when it's been included in something. I don't tend to like a subtle coffee addition. I like it when it's a bit strong, to the point where people who don't like coffee will detest it. It's like that. I'm like that with smoked malts. I want like really in your face smoky malty character. So maybe just tiny bit more coffee, but it's still, to me, an 8.5 out of 10. Beautiful, beautiful little beer. And really well priced from what I remember, and 500 mils. How can you go wrong? So of course I'm going to put down Strata's social media and all that sort of stuff in the description. Not too sure if they've got an online bottle shop, but you do find them floating around. And of course, Lancashire bottle shop is going to be in the description also. So yeah, if you've tried this or anything else from Strata, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. This piece of hair is really doing my tits in. And they're big tits, trust me. But yeah, lovely stuff. It's humble, but it's got a little bit of oomph to it. Sort of like me. Anyway, if you agree with that, put that down below in the comments also. Yeah, so what beers from Strata would you recommend? And yeah, go check them out. And yeah, see you guys later. Cheers.